Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, the developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's MTPredictor video, I'd like to look at how the USE minis unfolded yesterday, which was the 11th of April. And, well, where do I start? We had an absolutely fantastic day yesterday, really good for MTPredictor. So let's go through and have a look what we did. Firstly, you don't hear me talk about it a lot, but we have a little indicator down the bottom for playing the gap trade on the USE minis. This is particularly when we're looking at the day session, which is from 9:30 to 16:15. Here it tells you yesterday had an inside gap. It gapped up, but it was gapping up within the prior day's price range. And this means that inside gaps tend to fill. In other words, it tends to go back to, if I show the previous day's high, low and close, it tends to go back to the previous day's close. So the question being is, if you're looking to do a short trade, where do you want to do the short trade from? And this is where our tools in MTPredictor are really helpful. So what I'll do is I'll just use bar replay mode to jump back right to the start of the day. And what we can do is place our DPs on our chart. And remember, these are leading indicators, so they're there on the chart in advance. The most obvious place would have been this previous swing high here. So I'll just place that on. We have a red sell bar there. Let's place the manual analysis using our risk reward tool in around that red sell bar down to our previous day's close, and you can see that the risk reward is not very good. It was less than 2R. So this wouldn't have been a good trade to take because the profit potential was not good enough. So let's just clear that off and then move forward. You see the market started to go up. So now we have to say, where's the next place of resistance? And the obvious place would be back at the previous day's high pivot from here. So let's right mouse click, place the DP on, and can you see how this is on the chart in advance? In other words, it's here before the market even gets up to the high. So let's step forward, market starts to go up, and now it hits this level here. It hits the DP level and then makes a red sell bar. So this is the next place where we would look to then take a short trade to take advantage as the market makes a reversal to then close the gap. You can see what I've done, manual risk reward down into the previous day's close there. This is also a very good trade as well because, in fact, this was a better trade because this was a VS setup. In other words, this bar here, can you see, had our red VS sell indicator on our volume. This was also going through the prior day high or the previous day's high. Can you see that? High volume going through the previous day's high. Amateur traders would look to go long on this. We know that we've hit resistance and the market's failed to follow through the next bar. Therefore, we know that professionals are stepping in and looking to sell this market. In other words, this is a perfect VS setup that we teach in MTPredictor. If I now turn trading mode off and look what happened for the rest of the day, you can see that now the very high of the day for you. Wasn't that absolutely great to be looking to taking a sell setup off the reversal off the high of the day? The market went down. It took quite a bit of time to get there, but it did close the gap later in the day where potential 6.9 or almost 7R profit was available. So that was the first point, in that we had a gap trade, but the most important thing was we knew in advance areas where the market was likely to reverse and start to fill the gap from. That allowed us to enter the trade with a small controlled risk. This then set the large degree trend to be down. Let's just take that off, put that back on again. So as the large degree trend was down off this resistance area, we'd be looking primarily for short trades. So we'd be avoiding these longs here. There was a first attempt at a short trade here. If we do the analysis, remember we use correct position sizing to keep our initial risk small and under control. This would have been stopped out. This is very important because every single professional trader will know that losses can and will and do happen. I'll say that again, losses can and will and do happen. But what we do by using correct position sizing is we keep these losses small. So this would have been what we call one risk unit. Let's now clear that off. The market then makes another, let's just clear all that off, put that DP back on again. The market then makes another attempt at a TS4 sell here. Let's right mouse click over the red cell bar. Here's the analysis. The market goes down into the first target very nicely. Remember, we're not looking for buy setups, we're looking to go short, and even at the first target the profit will be plus 4.5R, much greater than the initial than the loss previously. So a very, very good trade. The more experienced users, because we know we've actually come off a major DP resistance here and we're still looking to close the gap, may have looked to run this trade a little bit further using our ATR stop, which is our red and blue dots, and you may well have run that into the close. If you had have done, that would increase the profit to plus 7.3R. So a very good trade there yesterday on the ES. First of all, catching the very high of the day with our DP and our gap trade. Next, a couple of trades here, one losing, one profitable, but the profit was a lot greater than the loss. Let's have a look at the NQ. Let's go out to the 15-minute chart on this one. Now normally we look at support and resistance from the previous day's pivots. In this case, yesterday's high didn't quite make the DP, but it did make a double top with the previous day's high. Can you see that? There's the double top there nicely. So if you're a bit more of an aggressive trader, you'd have seen that double top and actually said, yes, I agree with that. Same as the ES. Largely trend tends to be down, and therefore this TS4 sell would be a good one to take. Place the analysis on. Even at the first target, it would have been a 12R profit. This is absolutely massive. If you'd run it into the to the close, that would have been nearly 19R. That would have changed a $400 US dollar risk, which is 2% on a sample $20,000 account, into nearly $7,600. An absolutely amazing trade. However, the most obvious trade of the day, and this was if you're a bit more of a conservative trader, would be on the YM. As normal, we go out to the higher time frame chart. This time, when we take the DP from the previous pivot high here, can you see how that nailed the high on the YM perfectly? So in this case, when you now come down to the 3-minute chart, can you see how it would be much easier to determine that the large trend would have been down, because this would have been coming off 15 minutes or higher time frame resistance. Large trend is down, therefore you'd be looking to take the sell setups. This had a few more, in that there was a potential sell setup here that went to the 100% initial risk, but let's place the worst case scenario and let's say that was stopped out for a minus 1R loss. The next one here, as we saw in the ES, would have also been a minus 1R loss. So yes, we've had potentially 2 losing trades. The next trade would have been on this TS4 sell setup here. Let me get the bar there. Whoops, just get over that sell bar. There it is. And in this case, the market went down to the first target, where the profit would have been plus 6.8R. So plus 6.8 less the minus 1 still is a very good profitable day overall. Remember, we're only looking for sell setups. You'd be ignoring this TS4 buy setup. Again, as the large degree trend was down off that 15-minute chart, you could have very well decided to run the trade a bit further. Perhaps you'd have treated this as a holy grail trade setup, and we'll have a look at this in a second in our quick preview of our NinjaTrader 8 add-ons, and that would have then run down into the close there for plus 9.4R. So a very good day for MTPredictor yesterday, when we nailed the very high of the day and our 15-minute DP on our YM and caught some lovely short trades. On the NQ off a double top, well, you quite frankly had an absolutely massive trade there, and on the ES, a lovely gap trade from, again, the DP nailing the high of the day, and also some very nice short trades. But just as a little taster, I want to bring in NinjaTrader 8. We're doing some work on some new add-ons for NinjaTrader 8. These are going very well now. We are getting close to being able to release these, and I want to show you a couple of new features that will be in these that will make your trading just so much easier. The first and foremost is we have a new DP trend color-coded indicator, which is the bottom one here. And as you can see, this made it so much easier on the ES yesterday, because these first buy setups here were against a red DP trend, therefore you'd be avoiding them. These sell setups here were with the red trend, therefore you'd be looking to take them. We also have a new Holy Grail trade setup, because if this was a major high, this would be the initial move, wave 1, this would be the initial correction, wave 2, and you wouldn't be treating this as a normal TS4 setup. You'd be going to a holy grail target. What would that be? That would be into the typical wave 3 WPT. So that gives you the target right down here. Obviously the market didn't reach it, but you'll still be in this short trade and come out on close for a nice 7.4 hour profit. So can you see how these new tools in our new NinjaTrader 8 add-ons, which aren't quite ready yet but will be soon, made trading the ES so much easier yesterday. Let's have a look at the NQ. In this case the trend would have been black at this particular point, so you'd have taken this TS3 buy setup. The market went up into this TS4 Holy Grail sell where the trend was also black. The black trend means it's in the middle of a potential reversal, so the largely trend is an area where it could be changing. So in this case you'd then swap to short at this next setup, banking plus 2.8 hour profit on the way up. This then would have been a TS4 sell on a black DP trend. As you can see, it's a holy grail trade setup, so that would have been our target down there at plus 22R. As you've seen already, the market closed before you got to the target, so you'd still be short there and then would have come out for plus 19R. This buy setup here was against a red DP trend at the time, so you would have ignored that. So just following our DP trend color-coded indicator yesterday for a trend direction would have netted some very, very, very nice trades on the NQ. Let's go to the YM. Exactly the same situation. This TS1 buy was against a red DP trend. Market goes up. These three setups here that I've already shown you were with the red DP trend. This last one, this TS4 sell, was a holy grail trade setup. So if I place the analysis on, you can see the analysis would have come down with the target of the typical wave 3 WPT. So as I hinted on earlier, you'd have still been short and come out with plus 9.4R on the close. TS4 buy would have been against the red indicator. So as you can see, we're doing very well with our new NinjaTrader, or our new MTP RT add-ons for NinjaTrader 8, and some very nice new tools coming in particular this DP trend indicator, which is far more accurate at catching the large degree trend than our old STF indicator, and also some new trade setups, including our new Holy Grail trade setup. So a little sneak preview of that. We're beta testing these at the moment, but they're progressing really well, so they're not quite ready for release yet, but I just wanted to just do a little taster just to show you what's coming with these. So as you can see, they did very well yesterday, and MTPredictor overall, whether you're using our older or current our tools, including our 7.5 standalone here or our NinjaTrader 7 add-ons, had a very, very good day yesterday on the USE minis.